Okay, so here we are, 2 years later. I've got a little moustache as well. Don't know if I'm still going to have that when we finally get here. So it's January 2015. Farm looks much better than it was before. If you remember, you're probably only just seeing the last clips of the video anyway. We had, it looked like a prisoner of war camp. Basically the whole place was just mud and the pond. But if you have a look around now, you'll see there's lots of trees. The farm managers have done really well. They've planted lots of trees. There's lots of vegetation up on the hills there as well. And I know they're weeds, but weeds are always better than nothing, because weeds give ground cover, which is what we're trying to do at the moment. So we're just allowing whatever's going to grow to grow. And if you have a look around, you should see the house site. We've got a few trees here already starting to grow. These are going to give some shade at a later stage. Unfortunately, that tree in the middle has been hit by lightning, so we're going to have to move that one out soon. And if you pan around, you'll see at the moment we're just mostly, it's kind of a transition between the monocropping and making a lot of other plants and crops available. So at the moment we've still got a lot of rice in here. We haven't planted anything else, but that's because we don't have the labour. When we get more labour in here and we've got more people, more hands on deck, we're probably hopefully going to be doing some other stuff as well. You see the pond as well. The pond is really big still. There's loads of fish. Before we only had about 10 fish, now we've got loads. We've got a pump over there as well at the moment. Unfortunately, we're drawing on electricity because we don't have the funds for solar power. We hopefully will be putting in solar power later, so we're not going to be drawing too much from the fossil fuels. Okay, so we're going to go and have a look at the ground now. So 2 years earlier, if you remember, it was pretty hard around here. Lots of dry cracks and everything, and well, it's changed a little bit. Not a lot. So we haven't been putting any, there's not been put any ground cover here. What we did have, we had the rice in here, so it's not as tough as it was before. But because we haven't done any mulching around here, the farm is still pretty dry. It's not as dry as it was. I think I can pick some stuff up. I'll show you. So the good thing is that this is the same time. Now there is a little bit more, it's not as hard as it was before. We're getting a little bit of movement in the earth now. There's a lot of rocks in here still, but there's a little bit more movement in here. Remember, it's only 2 years on, so hopefully in another few years we'll show you some very, very nice mud around here. But that's what we've got at the moment. It's not red, it's got different colours in it, so there's different elements within it. It's got rocks in it and things like that as well, but that'll all be sorted out soon. Okay, and if you look in the distance, so this is the land here, this is the mud. If we look over in the further distance, you can see at the end we have palm trees, banana trees, and if you look in the middle there, we have at the moment we're kind of doing a version of a chicken tractor. It's a little bit more static, but it's fine, it works. We're just basically, and in fact the actual chicken house is so small that it's still quite movable. The chickens are allowed to roam free during the daytime, so they're not actually stuck in there. They're only stuck in there at night, basically to keep them safe. But they can come in and go when they want, because they can actually fly over that net anyway. In fact, they're actually in the rice fields there, picking up whatever they can pick up at the moment and pooing in there as well, hopefully, giving us a bit of manure. And that's about it. So hopefully next instalment to come.